The Denman name comes from the original designer of the first Denman brush, a guy called John Denman Dean, who hailed from Cushendall in County Antrim. He was a prominent engineer and he did a bit of invention in his spare time, and he was challenged by his sister, Mary Ann, to come up with a hairbrush design that would go through her very unruly thick hair. And he got this inspiration when he was driving in a van from Preston to Blackburn, and there was the splash of mud on a lorry in front, and it gave the impression of a semicircular shape with fronds splaying out, and it gave him the idea that if you had a brush head which mirrored that type of design, you would get the necessary gapping in between the pins that would get through thick hair. So he applied for a patent for this Denman brush in February 1938, and before he could do anything about that, the Second World War was declared the following year. He ended up being seconded to the American government and sent out to the States to work there, and he came across nylon, and the legend has it that he brought a ton of this new polymer back to the UK with him at the end of the war. He set up 2 factories in Welwyn Garden City and went into full-scale production of Denman products, which in those days comprised not only hairbrushes but other household items as well. In the mid-60s, ill health forced him to retire, and he moved back to Cushendall, where he saw out the rest of his years. And just by quirk of fate, the Denman companies were bought by a Yorkshire company called Lindsay and Williams, and they owned a company in Bangor called Ulster Plastics, and so they relocated the manufacture of Denman products back to this Bangor factory. So a nice end of the story as the products followed their inventor home to Northern Ireland. The current owners, the Rainey family, acquired Ulster Plastics in 1972, and at that time Denman was a relatively unknown name. But they decided they would hold on to the tools and do some development work, and their X factor, if you like, was the advent of handheld hairdryers, popularised by Vidal Sassoon. And Sassoon went on record saying that to achieve his bob shapes, they could only be done using Denman brushes, and so that was just the X factor that the company needed, and we haven't looked back since then. Well, today it's a very different company to the company that Jack Dean had. We have 2 sites in Bangor. We have the industrial company Denroy Plastics based up in Ballou. They manufacture a range of industrial products. You name it, they can manufacture. If it's made of plastic, they can do it. That ranges from parts for forklift trucks to pieces for BAE systems for the Eurofighter, tornado jets, and various bits and pieces for military contracts from Royal Ordnance. Denman, very much based here in Clannyboy Road. We also have sales offices in the Netherlands, America, and in London. We export now to 70 countries worldwide on a regular basis. And the company has also undergone quite a lot of developments in the last 5 years with the acquisition of one of our major competitors within the UK professional hairdressing sector, and a strategic alliance with a large American corporation, which has opened significant new market opportunities for us. At the core of our marketing strategy is to retain our link with professional hairdressers. Denman has its roots with hairdressers. From the very outset, John Denman Dean involved leading hairdressers of the day like Freddie French in the design and development of new products, and he was really driven by the idea that if it withstood the constant demands of a professional salon, it could withstand whatever a consumer could throw at it. So very much the emphasis has been on developing functional, rational, pragmatic styling tools that consumers could use to achieve their looks. We've tried in the last few years tried to go beyond that, to embracing the more desirable or aspirational attitude to make the products more innovative, and we've been experimenting with special effects and trying to appeal to different senses. So we introduced soft touch feel, leopard skin and diamante patterns to appeal both to the touch and to the sight. And now the latest development has been scented hairbrushes to appeal to smell as well. So you're retaining the core fundamentals of functionality, but you're taking it beyond that as well, and having products which you're not hiding in your handbag, not personally speaking, obviously, but something which you can accessorize and it becomes a must-have fashion item.